What are your thoughts, Ronnie, on that?
Yeah, I thought we played poorly right from the start. I just said to the players that, you know, the contrast from us last week to this week, we was poor. Just the little things, you know, I think early on, just the willing to use a bit more energy in the right areas of the game, and we didn't do that, and it paid us back in the end. We cut a few corners. Saints got, you know, as they do, they've got some great players. And we use a lot of energy on the back of chasing our tails. We generally where we are, we're doing 4 good plays and 1 poor one, and we're getting rolled. I thought, you know, that's probably the disappointing thing of, you know, last week. I thought we made a big step forward. I think we're just taking another one back this week.
I mean, you got the try just after the start of half time. Do you think that was potentially a bit of a comeback like the whole game and like the Wakefield game?
Oh, I thought it was a good reaction because, like we said, we lost well in the first half, and a little bit of disruption with Chris Houston. Hopefully his baby's been born now. But that's not an excuse. I thought we used a lot of energy. We had a good talking to at half time, and they just kept it simple and spent a little bit more time down the other end. And you know, we started that half well, but then we found a way of giving Saints a leg up by just simple errors. You know, we're not a team who we can't have 4 or 5 players off, and especially not against league leaders. You know, you have 4 players who are off, then everyone starts guessing, and we, you know, I thought it was quite poor overall, really.
How do you approach the last 3 games now?
Well, like we approached everyone else, apart from, you know, you've got to get. You're a bit more determined. You've got to play a little bit more smartly, and you've got to make sure that we get our game into the game and not always, you know, second guessing what the opposition are doing. I think, you know, we'll look at combinations again, and we'll focus on the things we focused probably the last 3 weeks, and I've seen a progression that we're getting better. Some areas we have, other areas we're still a bit frail, but I think that was. I thought our middles worked hard, but we was numbers down there, and we had people chasing the tail for a long time.
Were there any pleasing aspects to the game for you?
Well, the pleasing thing right then was the final looter. I think, you know, the levels that we're working, we work hard, but we're not working hard in the right way, and we end up chasing back. Or, you know, we've got character. We showed when we defended our line for 3 or 4 sets. You know, we've enough energy in our bodies. With the system, when people stick to it, then we're fine. We covered a lot of their play, and then, you know, someone just a one-on-one, or someone comes out so it's a bit of lack of concentration. So positives are, I like the reaction after half time when we're pretty much sunk. You know, we tried to say just stick to the process. Don't worry about the scoreboard. Let's get the best out we can. But, you know, I think. You know, you start to go to offload, which is probably part of what we practiced anyway, but, you know, when we've got players not looking and they're offloading and all that kind of thing, you're guessing. I don't want us to start guessing.
You did create 2 or 3 opportunities in that first half. Even though you were outplayed, you got a Theo on that left edge, and if you'd have taken those 2 or 3 opportunities, it could have been a lot closer at half time. Yeah,
I think it's more of the rhythm of the game. We've got playing us. You know, when we get the right areas and we get a fair share of the game, I think, you know, you struggle to get a fair share against Saints and the top teams anyway because they're that good. But it's what we're doing to ourselves, you know, amongst that we're having to find a tough way to play the game, and when you start to fatigue and get to that point, then you know you're susceptible to making more errors, and that's probably where we were. We just need to make sure that we just do our fair share of defending, and we'll get our fair share of attacking as well. But, you know, we've got to keep going. You know, we're not down and out. We've got a good bunch of lads in there who've got good character. We've got to just, you know, hard work is good. You need to be an hard working team, but you've got to be a hard working, smart team, and know when to work hard and when to hold your line and when not to chase things down. And we try and cover things up by using lots of energy. And at times it works, but it's hard to keep going to the well.
You seemed to get in the second half with back-to-back sets. You defended well, and then every time they got to sort of tackle 14, 15, 16, they just got you on an edge where you just run out of juice, don't you?
Yeah, and that's the game. That's the game right there. It was, it was warm at the start of the game, and it does have its effect. And I think that's part of it. I think part of it, in our minds, we were thinking, I won't just do that extra bit of work. I'll get back on side, and I might not get in this tackle, and it starts to work. You've got to go hard in this sort of weather. You've got to go hard early, and then the game becomes easier if you just start thinking you're going to hold on and I'll save that energy for later. It hurts you. And again, if you're defending 14, 15 times against Saints, it shows that you've got something about you, because these men can score in 1 and 2 plays against teams. So we're working hard. We just got to be a bit more smart in how we work hard.